Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you all who don't know me, my name is Sharika. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So I'm getting ready for work, and I decided to cut on my camera today. Let me go get my mirror. Hold on. About school, and as some of you all may already know, I currently am working on my doctorate. I've had my master's. I did my master's and I did my bachelor's while I was active duty. So yeah, it's possible. Trust me, people, it's possible. And I know a lot of people out there that are in the military, they're just like, how do you do it? How do you do it? Trust me, it's possible. Like, you may have to push yourself a little bit more, but it is 100% possible. And I guess I'll just like start from the beginning, and then once I get to where I'm at now, we can like discuss that a little bit as well. So I came active duty from the reserve in March of 2015. I completed AIT and all that stuff, and I got to Hawaii, which was my first duty station. And when did I get to Hawaii? In June of 2015. Yeah, because AIT for 88 Novembers is not that long. So Hawaii is a station that it was very like high, had a high op tempo. And for like all the civilians who don't know what that means, it just means that we were on a lot of missions. We were doing a lot of field exercises back to back, and with sometimes with breaks in between. We would have like a month in between a break, or maybe sometimes even 2 months. It all just depended. It just depended on, you know, what was needed for the mission or whatever. So it was very high op tempo, and it was really hard. So once I got to my first duty station, I waited 3 months to figure out the flow of my unit, my new unit, to figure out like how they operate, how they do things, their work schedule and stuff like that, so I could figure out how to put together a schedule for school. And I know most people don't do this. I just dropped some makeup on my uniform, it's fine. Most people don't make schedules in the military, and that's where they mess up when it's in terms of like wanting to go back to school. You have to make a schedule. Like, it's no other way to put it. Like, you have to make time to go back to school, because if you don't, you'll just fall behind, and then you'll end up being one of those people, oh, I didn't have time, and blah blah blah. You have to figure out a schedule. You have to figure out a way to make it work, which was basically what I did. So when I went back for my bachelor's, I started school in September of 2015. I really can't remember. I was going to South University online, which was located in Savannah, Georgia. My bachelor's is in a bachelor's of science in healthcare management. For those of you all who don't know, before I joined active duty life, I was a pharmacy technician, and at that time I was going to school to become a pharmacist, but it was way too expensive, and I'm not one of those people who want to like rely on my parents to pay for me to go to school, to pay for this, pay for that. So I decided to go active duty and pick up a different not a different career, but a different degree. So when I started back school, I was taking anywhere between 2 to 4 classes at a time. The most I ever took was 4, because I mean, I'm not one of those people who just want to be doing a degree for the rest of their life. So I did take start off with 2 classes, because you know, they just want to see like where you at, blah blah. And then once I finished the 2 classes, I started going into 3 and 4 classes at a time. So after I did the 3 to 4 classes, I started coming into like a regular schedule. And I know, you know, for some people it depends on your job, but I just feel like there aren't any excuses. When I was in Hawaii, I was the NCOIC of supply. And I was only a PFC at the time. When I started training to become the NCOIC in supply, the side of my nose is like really itching. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I was just, you know, a little PFC at that time. So my schedule for school is a pretty odd one, I must say, and most people may not be able to follow it because, I mean, you just may not be able to follow it. So how I used to do it was, I would PT. You wake up for PT when I was living in the barracks. You wake up. I woke up for PT at 05:50. You know, you brush your teeth, wash your face, put on your PTs, and then you go to PT or whatever. Blah blah blah. Same old routine for everybody else. I lived in the barracks, so PT was like right there by our barracks, so I really didn't have to wake up any earlier than 05:50. So once I got to PT, I would do PT, and after PT we would get released at 07:30, be at work at 9:30. So I would go back to my room, shower, go get breakfast, and then take my breakfast back to my room. When I be in my room, I will be doing my breakfast, and that's when the time I will be reading, which was normally around 08:30. I would give a rough estimate. It would take me an hour to get dressed and go get my food. Probably less than that sometimes, depending on if my roommate was in the shower or who got back to the bathroom first. So I would read from 08:30 to 09. And I normally got through all of my reading at that time because I'm one of them people who don't waste time. I look at the assignment, then look at the readings, and then I figure out what I need and I go from there. So I would read from 08:30 to 09:30. And then during lunch is when I would get my naps in because I would be up all night doing homework. So I would go from 11:30 to 1300, and I would just eat in between doing my work in the office. Whenever I had downtime in the office, trust me, I was doing my schoolwork. And when you're working in supply, anybody that has ever worked in supply, you would know that downtime was very precious because it was just a very demanding job. So whenever I got the downtime that I needed, I would focus on my schoolwork. Well, whenever I got downtime, I would just focus on my schoolwork. And then I would, you know, we get off sometimes at 1500, sometimes at 1700. If we got off at 1700, I would go straight to my room and I would sleep from 5 to 9. And I would set my alarm to wake up at 9, and then I would continue to do homework from 9 all the way up until midnight. And this was my Monday through Friday schedule. So on Fridays, I normally didn't take a nap when I got off work because I always wanted to go out with, you know, my friends and stuff. So on Fridays, I never really took like naps after I got off. I would just go to my room, finish as much homework as I could, and I would start getting dressed to go out around 8:39. And I would sleep in on Saturdays. I wake up on Saturdays at like 10, 11, and I would do homework for the Saturday morning. I would try to do as much homework as possible. Normally, discussion posts are due during the week, and then everything has to be turned in by Sunday, especially if you have like a big paper. So I will always try to get like all of my work done as much as possible. And this is easier said than done because some people have children, some people don't have children, some people have other obligations, taking care of their parents. It's just all about how you balance your life in general. Because if you really want it, you'll go for it. And I don't know how my life will change as far as education wise after I have my baby. We shall see. So I can't really speak on that part. I can only give you the tips that I am using, that I used while in college and being in the military at the same time. It was very, very hard. And that was the schedule that I had put together for myself, you know, Monday through Fridays, and then Saturday and Sunday I would use those times to do mostly all of my work, especially on Sundays. Sundays was when I did laundry. I feel like I put too much concealer on, but we gonna fix that when it's time to bronze. Sundays I feel like was my most productive day because that's when I got mostly all of my work done. So I always loved Sundays, and I kept Sundays to myself. I try not to go anywhere or do anything on a Sunday, just because I know I wanted to do like my homework on Sunday. So when I would do like my laundry on Sundays, I would do my homework in between. And another thing that kept me focused with school is I would charge my computer, fully charge my computer, and then I had this little thing I started doing this when I got my master's. I had this little thing like to myself, where I would tell myself, you will keep doing your work until your computer died. Once my computer died, that's when I would stop doing my homework. So it would basically take about an hour and a half for my computer to die. And then I would take a break, and this was on the weekends. I would charge my computer, fully charge my computer, and then once the computer dies, you take a break until it fully charges again, and then you go back at it some more if you're not finished. I know everybody isn't like me, because I mean, I just really wanted to finish like my bachelor's and my master's. Some people really don't too much care for it, but because the military is changing, you do kind of need a degree sometimes to advance, whether you're not let me reword that. I'm not talking about the officers, I'm talking about the NCO Corps. A lot of NCOs are like rushing to get degrees now because they feel like it may be stopping them from getting their promotions, and that's fine. Go and get your degree. But this video is for those who need help, like trying to balance their life out, trying to figure out how to put together a schedule. You have to put together a schedule. There's no other way you can do this, can go to school in the military without having like a school schedule. Like, you have to figure out your the balance in your life. You can't just like, oh, I'm just gonna free ball it and then it'll turn out however it turns out. Because the military is like, this is a very demanding job. I do feel like it's important to have a schedule, to set time aside to go to school, to get the things done that you want to get done. Currently I am working on my doctorate, which, you know, doesn't come as a surprise to a lot of people, because I am one of those people who will try my best to like push through things. I don't really like to mess around or slack off. I like to get shit done, like period point blank. I'm trying a new powder color today with the Maybelline powder. I don't know if I like this or not. I won't know until I set my face. But either way, I have my foundation powder that I can put on over this. I don't know. So with my doctorate degree, it's much better. I get a month off in between. What else do I do? I leave basically a lot of time for myself. I'm taking 2 classes at a time. That's it. I'm not taking anything more than that, because I just need time for myself. Like, I need time to figure things out. Plus, I'm, you know, pregnant, as I said in the previous video before this one. I am with child, so I do need time for myself. Like, I really just need time to not only figure things out. I don't want to say it that way because I feel like I already have things figured out with school. I just feel like when my son gets here, oh, I forgot to tell you guys I'm having a boy. Duh, I'm sorry. I just want to figure things out, as far as not only school, but work life as well, because I'm leaving the military. I think it's very important that I just find like some type of balance, and create a schedule to where I can be a mom and have my baby with me, not with me at all times, but how can I put this? I'm sorry, I have something in my eye. Where I can raise my child and be at home at the same time. So school is just hard in general in the military. And there's only a few ways that you can like really master it. I always so I tell all the soldiers in my unit, never go to school for what your job is in the military. And I tell them this for a few reasons. One, you can still get a good paying job in the civilian world with your training. You can get a 6-figure job with your training in the military. This training is like guaranteed. Nobody can try to downplay it or be like, oh well, you know, it's just a certificate, blah blah blah. No, it does not work like that, honey, in the military. You will always be able to take your training and everything like that everywhere with you. Nobody can try to downplay your job or downplay your position, because our training is legit. We've done it, we do it for years, we do it every single day. This isn't some half-ass job. You have leadership. The civilian basically know like how the military operates. You have people watching over you 24/7. They know that they don't have to watch over you. They know that you're not a child. They know all these things. So you technically don't have to go to school again for the same thing over and over again. Do not waste your tuition assistance. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your time on going to get a degree on something that you, in a field that you're already working in, making money in, and think that some civilian gonna care that you get a bachelor's. They gonna pay you exactly what you was getting paid in the military, probably more. It just depends on your experience and your rank. Technically, that's what it comes down to. Technically, that's what it comes down to, your experience and your rank. Because normally, when I was going on to the USA Jobs website, it was saying a lot of stuff on there about, I wasn't technically going on there for a job, but I was just looking at like the educational part to it, because I'm not really looking for a full-time job. So yeah, I'm not really looking for something that's gonna take me away from my child 24/7, just for like the first little precious moments. I mean, that's just what, you know, that's just my decision. Everybody may, you know, operate differently with their children, but I was looking at it and they basically go based off of your pay and your time in the military. They do not care. Education does count, but they don't care what you got a degree in. I got hired in it was like a transportation company, but they were looking for like a manager or something like that. The people, they gave me a call back and I turned the job down because they did tell me it was full-time, plus I had to travel a lot, and I was just like, that's not something that I might as well stay in the military if I wanted to, you know, do something like that. So I had ended up turning the job down, and but basically I would have got hired and I would have got paid at a 6-figure level with just my bachelor's degree. And mind you, I have a bachelor's of science in healthcare management, so that had nothing to do with transportation. It had all to do with my educational history. But I wouldn't have got the job without my transportation certificate for transportation school with the military. So that was probably like the only good part of it. I think this like toned it down a little bit. You don't really need any type of degree, like if I'm already transportation, so why would I go back to school for transportation? Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And if your NCO is telling you that you should be getting a degree in your field that you're working in, they are wrong. You should be branching branching out and getting a degree in a different field. You should be trying to expand your knowledge in elsewhere. Sorry. You should be trying to expand your knowledge elsewhere and figure that out, okay? Don't be trying to stay in the same field and doing the same thing, child, because it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now I'm gonna spray my face down with this Morphe setting spray, child. Whew. And also, that felt good. I always tell, and another thing, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, I read, ooh, this has setting spray on it, online, that you can now use your tuition assistance for your master. Well, I didn't read that online. I actually went to the education center, and this was after I had already got my master's and had used financial aid loans, so I was kind of shitty. But you can use your tuition assistance to get your master's. So this is how, basically, when if a soldier comes to me again and they ask me about school, this is what I'm basically going to tell them. It's always best to use financial aid. I know some people want to use financial aid and tuition assistance at the same time to get a refund check, but refund check versus education, versus paying for your education, like, it's a no-brainer. So you will use your financial aid for your bachelor's, and then for your master's, just go ahead and use your tuition assistance. I say this because it saves you money, especially if you want to get your master's. I know it's a lot of people out there who just feel like once they get their bachelor's, that's it. Like, they don't really care, which is normally the people that are doing 20 years in the military. I know some who got an associate's and was just fine with that. But your training certificate from your AIT is just as sufficient as to associates. Like, please don't go to school for an associate. Don't let these schools trick y'all. They be telling y'all, like, hey, you should start off at an associate's. It'll help you get in the ring of things. Your prerequisites will help you get in the ring of things. It's just as equal to an associate's. Like, do not let them trick you. So just go to school, get your bachelor's, and call it a happy day. I think this was the last step, was my highlight. Like, ooh, child, stop. Like, girl, stop. I think this is it. I didn't highlight that much on my nose. Well, I didn't put a lot of concealer on my nose either. I don't like the powder that I used today, but it's fine because off camera it doesn't look the same as it do. Maybe I'm tripping. Like, am I tripping? Girl, maybe I am. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put on my mascara and my lips, and then I'll come back on camera once I have on, like, my wig. And my uniform top is always in my car, so you won't see my uniform top, but I can no. Okay, so I am gonna go put on the rest of my things for work, and then I'll come back on camera once I'm finished so we can close out this video, child. But look at that contour. I'll be right back. So I am back and I'm about to go to work, and this is the completed look, and I really hope you all enjoyed this video. I really just wanted to do my makeup and talk about where I'm at in school. I currently do have all A's and B's. That was my goal for my doctorate, to get all A's and B's, and I'm doing, like, pretty good. if you have any questions, you can leave them down below. You can email me. You can go on to any of my business pages and you can ask me any question and I'll leave it there. My business page on Facebook is ShareHud LLC. Instagram is share_HUD. And I don't really use Twitter that much. My Snapchat is Rika_fine_ass, and all of this will be in the description box below. I will also try to list the products that I use down below because these are different products. Or you know what? I'm not gonna list it down below because I'll do a separate video showing you what products I use. I was just trying out a new powder today, but I ended up not liking it. But it is okay for right now because I'm just testing stuff out. I use my work time to test out new products. But this video is already long enough, so I will see you all in the next video, and I really hope you enjoyed this little conversation that I had today. She's beat, honey. She's beat. And